Okay, so this I have a very short kind of lesson. So this like a main aim is like I mean some they want to study classical Tibetan and some want to study modern Tibetan. So I believe these strategies may be helpful both. And also like I mean this you can see building your sentence using connected nouns and verbs. So this is like almost every language first very simple subject, object, verb. So then this we make this language richer or more beautiful, more information. We add lots of adverb and adjective. So here, just I'm talking like, for example, this is very simple. You can see like Jepapo, Jawiyu, and Jawa. Agent, object, action, action. Lobtu, lobta, lobjung. So I think when studying other language, or you think you have to like learn three same time. This is all connected, right? And student, school, studied. So then just like, this is like very simple. And lobtu, Jepapo agent. Lobta, school, Jawiyu, object, action. Lobjung, Java action. This is very simple. Now you add more thing. This is.
Can I just ask, so when you say you have to learn all three at one time, you mean that you learn words in their context?
Yes, exactly, yeah.
So you're learning the words, how they appear and how they operate in the sentence
yes,
according to their grammatical function, yeah?
Yes, exactly, yeah. So this thing, then you also remember better. And also Tibetan, everything related. Lop, right? So it's like lop tuk, lopta, lopjong. This is also connected, easy to remember, but at the same time, and just like you can just learn a lot. And then you add more. This you just grammar term. Lop to ki, lopta la, lopjong jek. Did study at school by student. So then just like, this is very simple. You add like, if you know those things, you have to feel grammar thing. This is apply so many, it's like I mean, agent you can do it. It's also pretty easy. Then if you want to make this more kind of like a longer or bigger, more beautiful, you can add this one. So like, for example, saying, Pepe love to gi, Pepe love to namdu, you love to jam. Just like basically saying, and is like student did studying. What kind of student? Tibetan student. Love to give. In school, love to now in Tibetan school. Study Tibetan study Tibetan language. So that's also like a very simple, but just you can see one thing. And this same thing you make a little bit like more per agency. Pevelo to Sumgi by 3 Tibetan students. Pevelo to Chembenandu in Tibetan college. Kadungang happily. This thing you love to check. So that's like, this is Kadungang more talking about adverb, how they're studying happily, right? He's studying. And so lopta chimu, instead of chimu, you can say lopta yakbe nangdu, right? Lopta ning jimbe nangdu in beautiful school. Lopta tangme nangdu in clean school. Just you can describe as anything. So that's like, you can see more things.
So you're just starting with a very basic sentence and then adding adjectives and adverbs and other kinds of qualifiers just to say more about the basic components of the sentence.
Yeah, if you do this thing, it's like you also feel like a part of this Tibetan language, and slowly just become your nature. Otherwise, we're not doing this thing just dictionary and just like copy whatever thing. You didn't really feel of the language.
Yes. So, right. So you're talking about like when people just type all of the words into a dictionary and they just get each syllable's meaning or each word's meaning, they're not understanding the language as like a living living kind of movement.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's sometimes I remember sometime I'm teaching Tibetan language at U of T. Sometimes our student can write this like, sentence in Tibetan language. You can use dictionary. I don't care. So then just like you can type like a thing and make writing in Tibetan language very simple. If this way, student then next time they remember because you go process everything. You make a mistake, everything, right? So that's like really, I think learning language is really significant and very useful and very, I don't know, it's a really good strategy. This, I noticed this one.
Right. That's useful. Like when you're learning to speak a language, you might get that more automatically because you have to go out and practice speaking and it works or it doesn't work and you get some immediate feedback. But
Yes,
sometimes when you're learning to read a language, you don't do that same practice. So that's very helpful.
yes, exactly. So, and sorry, same thing here also like a member, menkang, menjijie. This is also same thing like a doctor, hospital, did medical treatment. So let's see also men, men, men. So that's like I'm saying like just like a memorize a vocabulary three together, subject, object, verb. So then just everything really good. Then if you want to speak something, you can describe something. And then if you want more detail, so member ni men, menga chimbe nangdo, menji ni darje. Right? So that's like by Dr. Nima in big hospital did everyday medical treatment. So then just here, you can describe the, usually say, Nima member, shouldn't say that. Member Nima. Sometimes I know English like the speaker, they make a mistake because things like, still Tibetan, we keep this thing. Member is bigger than Nima, right? So there's a big one first and a small one later.
The larger category.
Yeah.
Nima is an example of a doctor.
Yes, exactly. Although Nima member is like some people say this thing, people understand what I'm talking about, but just like a kind of awkward. So member Nima. The idea is like member is bigger than Nima.
Right.
So like so here sometimes say Bebe Menga Chemen even put Beba. Bebe is before Menga because Tibetan is bigger than Tibetan hospital. So there's a Bebe Menga, Bebe first. Not say Menga Beba. Shouldn't say this thing.
Right.
Member Nime by Dr. Nima. Menga Chimenado in great hospital. Every day did the medical treatment. And second one, Bebe member Nima Tang, Lero Sumji, Tibetan Dr. Nima, and her co-worker. Jaga ke Menga Chimenado in India great hospital, big hospital, Nangdu, never Mampor to many patients did medical treatment every day. So there's also like you can see Jaga ki Menkan, not the Menkan Jaga. Jaga is bigger than Menka. It's like Jaga ki Menkan. So I think that's kind of way we should like memorize. It's just like I usually think helpful. So this out of this example, you can learn this thing. Merkmi, Makang, Maknujia. Merkmi is like army, military. Makang, army camp. Maknujia, military training. This is mark, right? Neba, Neka, Takjeje. Neba patient. Neka means it's like a place where sick people stay, kind of hospital sometimes. Takjeje like a medical exam. This sort of thing. And Timbi, Timga, Timjeje. Timbi is a judge. Timkam is a court. Timjeje means kind of like a judge.
So this would be a really good practice for students to start with these kinds of groupings and then to add adverbs and grammatical particles and adjectives and stuff to make different kinds of sentences.
Yes.
Or good for a teacher to assign this to students as a way of like practicing grammatical relations between words, and also memorizing vocabulary.
Yeah, exactly. And also sometimes I feel like if some teacher give like homework student, we give this thing and teacher put in English, how to say like, so maybe tree and there's big something and then just like mami sumki ma kan chimbe nangdo nindar mak jongje.
Right.
Something like that, right? And neba neka tajeje. So neba kyobo but it's very weak, poor patient in nekan nangdu subur tajeje invest in their body, kind of medical. This kind of, you can just like get many different, I just like get other example. So before I give everything je and tit, but something we change tab, se, lo, zong, jin. So taba, gomba, molam tab, mong, monastery, did prayer. So then you can describe the taba, anything like a Pebe taba or Chige taba or just whatever describe. Gomba means Gomba Nimbe Nando, Gomba Yakbe Nando, Gomba Chembe Nando. So Mulamdo, so Nindara Mulamdo. And then you put the purpose. Simje Kunju turn to Mulamdo for the benefit of all sentient being to prayer. It's many different added and make it richer and bigger. Then you also like basically say, first you have to know those things. Then you can, even though whatever you add, still you have to know the meaning because you have a closed, right? So machin, sagan, kalasue. Machin is cook, sagan restaurant, kala is food serve, cook. Like basically saying cook, make food in the restaurant. But then just you can describe the even the kala gong chenpo serve. Kala shimbusu, kala yaposu, how they make it, right? And the sagan means that you can see location, bebe sagan, jagarga sagan, jami sagan, sagan, whatever this thing. And then sagan, you describe the sagan. So, lopopo, benzu kang, dep lop. Lopopo is a reader, benzu kang is a library, dep book, lok read. Little means reader read the book in library, right? Then just like lopo pu, benzi kang nangdu, dip lop. Then you describe the dip, lopo pu, benzi kang nangdu, kirup ki dip lop, read the history book. Or lopo pu, benzi kang nangdu, sopi kirup ki dip lop, read the Mongol history book, something like that. You can describe it's just whatever you want. And also, Chongba, Chongkang, Zhezong. Chongba means like shopkeeper. Chongkang means shop. Zhe means rice. Zong means sell. And Chongbe, Chongkang, Nangdu, Zhezong. It's very simple, right? And then you describe like if you're talking about a year, Longoma last year, Chongbe, Chongkang, Nangdu, Zhezong. Longoma, Jagarla, Chongbe, Chongkang, Nangdu, Zhezong. Just describe whatever you want, something. And same thing, Nyaba, fisherman, or Jasop, ocean, Nyansi, caught the fish. So I think this sort of thing is like it's really helpful for a student who want to build. It's not only that, there are many different things. Something three related, and you memorize, and then you make yourself a sentence, and then try to practice. So then it's like it's one way is improve your modern Tibetan language. And also, we're using really same strategy for classical Tibetan. Both helpful, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. That's so helpful. That gives me a lot of ideas about how to construct good assignments for students, but also even students who are working on their own could do this and create lots of sentences based on these kinds of structures.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Great. Thank you so much. That's so helpful.
Yeah, just joking. Yeah.
sing pare cho sing pare Marti ganan